there's nervousness around and the lack of bold moves, the lack of bringing in, hey, you didn't get Miles Garrett who lied to the world. It was about the money. And I guess, we all can be naive and believe when people put a graphic and say, I'm about winning. But when someone flashes $40 million with the capability of extending years and giving you life changing money, it's always going to be about the money more than the winning for a lot of athletes. It's just the way it is. That's the definition of being a professional athlete, is to be able to draw some dollars and earn high yielding funds per year. And when a team says, "Oh, you want to be about winning? Here's 40 million. Show us you're about winning." And he's like, "Well, that 40 million is nice. We're not moving you. So accept this deal." And he's like, "Okay." He inked his name because he could have made it. Miles Garrett could have made this a lot more difficult for the Browns, but he didn't. So why are Lions fans nervous about the lack of a bold move? And I think we got to separate out two components. There's the entertainment factor of being a Lions fan and having to pay to watch the football team, and there's a competitive standpoint. And I think that in thinking about it, that look, the NFL has not shied away from acknowledging it's an entertainment business as well. And the Lions also have raised ticket prices on their fans. And so, just naturally speaking, psychologically, it's the law of if you've paid money already to see Jahmyr Gibbs, Jamison Williams, Jared Goff, you've chanted Jared Goff's name, you've drank as much overpriced alcohol as humanly possible. What else is worth the upwards of 20% more? Bold names: Miles Garrett, Max Crosby, Trey Hendrickson. To shell out money, if I was a paying customer, which I'm not, you know why I'm not. I am a observer and a media member covering the team. So I have access to be able to watch the football team on a week to week basis. I am not shelling out my hard earned dollars anymore. I did. Did I get my money's worth? Hell no. I got it back in spades covering the team and covering the NFL. I recouped my investment with the Detroit Lions, and I'm on the positive side. But now, if I was still a season ticket holder, and I was asked, "Hey, you got to pay 20% more." I want some entertainment for I want some more for my entertainment dollar. More. Big names, sell tickets, sell jerseys. And yeah, Lions have a lot of big names, but those big names did not cash in a Super Bowl. So there's not that brand loyalty just yet to be able to sustain that for a long period of time. Now the Lions are popular; they're a winning team, so the waiting list is still strong. But there'll be some drop off if the team continues to not win a Super Bowl. So there's one aspect, and then the other aspect is fans are truly starting to creep a little bit of doubt that the football team can win a Super Bowl. And I understand it. The league's only getting better. Teams are only trying to battle you and trying to make moves and spending and figuring out ways to bring the best players to their teams. The Rams added Devontae Adams to help Matthew Stafford and that young defensive line led by Jared Verse. They got some weapons. The Commanders have built quickly with the strategy of a young quarterback in Jaden Daniels on his first year rookie contract so that you can spend elsewhere. Clear, tried and true strategy. You got the Eagles still, who have the best general manager in the NFL right now, and Howie Roseman still figuring out ways to sustain success after winning a couple of Super Bowls and even getting to the Super Bowl and losing. So you have some competition strong, and then your division is gearing up, knowing that hey, they know how to defeat the Lions, they know how to reboot and figure out ways to try and beat the Lions. Now, last year the Lions were able to have success in the division, but it's just a short 2-year run for the Lions right now. These teams know how to win and they know how to establish themselves. So it's not going to get any easier. So that's where the nervousness comes from, is that, yeah, it's not easy and teams can fall off quickly, especially there are some formulas that can come up and creep up that make teams struggle. The Lions, are right there in that they have a first place tough schedule where their toughest games are on the road. So, those that are preaching positivity, sometimes just fail to say, hey, there are some risks. We're all hoping that Aiden and Aleem return to health. We're all hoping the team stays healthy. It may not happen. So those are some factors that people say, hey, the more talent you acquire, even if you have to pay for it and even maybe slightly overpay, it gives you more of a chance, especially knowing that in the draft, some people still remember, they didn't forget, Brad and the front office may take flyers on developmental picks. They didn't forget Broderick Martin, redshirt year, Hendon Hooker, drafted to develop, not impactful for the Detroit Lions. So then the angst comes in because there are maybe one or two picks the Lions may select that are not going to be impactful. They may be projects. One. Two, you now, when you make these free agency moves, you're putting ultimate pressure that the defensive linemen you're going to covet are going to be successful because every team can trade up past in front of the Detroit Lions if they target someone. So it may put pressure on the Lions to move up in this year's draft, or maybe with the depth that people say, okay, this class is filled with so many good young prospects along the defensive line that may force this football team to trade down and get some more assets to be able to pick more. So it puts pressure to hit. Now the Lions can meet that. Brett Holmes, full confidence from everybody that he can draft, but you never know. It's still a gamble. Now, the Lions have shown that that gamble is lessened by their propensity to be solid, but that's where the nervousness is that you're asking for a lot of perfect scenarios for this football team to ultimately win a Super Bowl. That's what it takes, is a lot of luck and a lot of shrewd moves to be able to get past the teams that are also doing the same things you're doing. So there are fans that are realistic. They're not burying their heads in the sand and just throwing up, oh, here's every positive, perfect solution that the Lions can have. Real skepticism is out there, and it's warranted at this point.